Welcome to Recombu. I'm Basil, this is the Sony Tablet Z and you are watching our first impressions. The Sony Tablet Z is a water resistant, gorgeous, slender tablet from Sony. It packs a full HD display, not to mention IP57 certification, so that's submergible in water for up to 30 minutes at depth of 1 meter. Impressed? Well, you should be, because no other tablet out there can really do what this thing can. So we're going to start by talking about the design, and what makes this thing weatherproof is the fact that you've got these ports underneath flaps. At the base you've got a micro USB port on the left and a micro SD card slot on the right hand side. If you've got the LTE version, you'll also have a micro SIM card slot in there. You've got 2 stereo speakers, one either side, and they are in a perfect position. When holding the tablet, your hand will amplify the sound and direct it to your ears. Smart stuff. On the left side, volume rocker, pins for a dock connector and a power button. That really nice spiral effect power button we saw on the Xperia Z and Xperia SP. Up above that is a 3.5mm jack. You haven't got any buttons on the right hand side, while up at the top is that infrared blaster. It's got a TV remote control app inside, so you should be sweet using this as a coffee table companion. On the reverse, 8 megapixel rear facing camera and that gorgeous matte finish Xperia insignia and an NFC point at the base. So this has NFC as well. Contactless fantasticness. Going into the screen, and that 1080p panel shines. It's powered by Sony's Mobile Bravia Engine 2, so it's an LCD display. Really does look nice and crisp, only bettered in terms of resolution by the Samsung-made Google Nexus 10. We have to say, side by side, this did look a little bit punchier if memory serves us correctly from MWC 2013. It's also got Jelly Bean inside, Android 4.1, not 4.2, so you won't have the latest version of Google's mobile or tablet, should we say, operating system. Sony's customizations make for some very cool widgets, not to mention a whole host of additional functionality. The widgets will include this cool gallery widget. We can jump through some of the optimized images to really give you an idea of how gorgeous that screen looks. I mean, if we come up close on that, you should be able to see that focus in, and very quickly it becomes apparent just how much detail you're getting on that relatively small panel. Jumping out of that and back home, we can see other customizations to the user interface include this bar up at the top with some key shortcuts. At the base you've got the standard Android 4.1 tablet UI with a back home and multitasking button. The multitasking button has this new aesthetic which is actually really nice, how it just floats into frame from the left side, and you've got all your standard shortcut options which can be expanded, including brightness toggle, etc. You also have in the center a shortcut to small applications. These are just some key apps that can be floated above your user interface and closed at will. This means you can actually keep them open while interacting with what's going on in the background. So it's just a really nice way of multitasking, using that tablet as a second screen for your TV while having a whole bunch of stuff on the fly. Really cool, really what tablets are all about. Powered along by a 1.5 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 processor as per the Xperia Z, it's going to perform admirably if our initial experience is anything to go by. The 2 GB of RAM will really help with that. It's got either 16 or 32 GB on board. If you opt for the 16 GB Wi-Fi variant, you're going to pay about £399 for it. If you opt for the LTE variant or the 32 GB variant, naturally you can expect to pay more. All in all, we're really impressed, and there's only really one thing left to cover, and that is the camera. On the reverse, it's an 8 megapixel rear-facing Sony Exmor RS camera. Now that doesn't have a flash, so you're going to have to make do with the low light performance as is, and we can take a look at just how some pictures from it come out very quickly. So let's pull into frame our Sony Xperia Tablet Z box. Xperia Tablet Z, focus in on that, nice and quick to focus. Relatively shaky hand, but we took a picture. Let's see how that looks, and boom, there you go. It looks half decent. There's quite a bit of noise around it, we're not going to lie, but altogether, as far as tablets go, which generally have considerably worse cameras than phones, we're not all that bothered or disappointed. It looks like actually it's the same sensor as in the Sony Xperia SP, but Watch this space, we'll be bringing you our full review shortly, along with the full in-depth rundown of how the camera performs. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the tablet, if there's anything you want us to try in particular regarding our full review, including submerging it in water, which of course we're going to do, please fire it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you like our channel, just click subscribe. I've been Basil with Recombi.